The shocking news comes from a report that circulated quickly in the Asian entertainment community. Kim Taehyung and Jungkook's planned return to South Korea is said to have shocked internal parties. In the evolving narrative, the move is described as a fast, moving and closed-door decision, a homecoming that, according to entertainment media sources, was not entirely on the agency's public radar in the early phases of planning. It is important to note that this information circulates as industry reports and speculations, not official statements. But it is precisely because of this that its resonance is felt strongly and sparks wide discussion. According to a number of entertainment news, Taehyung and Jungkook's return signal appeared first from Japan, not through announcements, but through a series of small indications. Changes in schedules, simplified agendas, and a rhythm of activity that feels like a cover. From there, rumors grew that the homecoming was prepared quietly, with a priority on efficiency and privacy. Amid the usually neatly coordinated flow of information, this step is perceived as unorthodox, and therefore attention-grabbing that in industrial circles. The word surprise does not always mean conflict. Often it reflects a fast-moving dynamic when the artist's personal decisions precede the usually longer communication cycle. In this context, reports emphasize that Taehyung and Jungkook's return was conceived as a highly personal choice, a decision born of the need for timing, rhythm, and balance. However, when two global figures with great influence move beyond the usual pattern, spontaneous reactions are inevitable. What makes this story grow is the silence of all parties. There is no strong rebuttal, nor open confirmation. The silence becomes a space for interpretation. Is this a strategy to maintain privacy, or is it just a time difference in the flow of internal communication? For the observer, that is precisely where the narrative tension lies. In an industry accustomed to official statements and tight scheduling, silence often speaks louder than lengthy clarifications. Fans responded with layered emotions. Some are surprised, some are worried, but many choose to read the situation with empathic glasses. They judge that after a long period of spotlight and demands, a no-fuss homecoming could be Taehyung and Jungkook's way of maintaining their mental health and control over their lives. The discussion shifted from who knows what to why this option makes sense now. From a professional point of view, the return to South Korea has both symbolic and practical significance. Korea is a hub of creative decisions, a network of collaboration, and home to many people who knew their journey from the beginning. Returning to it, whether temporarily or for longer, could mean restructuring the foundation, not avoiding responsibility, but rearranging priorities. Many analysts call this kind of move a form of career maturity, knowing when to move on and when to go home to balance. Reports of surprises within the agency are also understood to be a reflection of the changing landscape of the industry. In today's era, top artists have an increasingly powerful voice over their personal decisions. This autonomy demands adjustment not just from management, but from the wider ecosystem. When decisions are made quickly and covertly, the initial response can be shock before it eventually leads to constructive adjustments. Interestingly, both Taehyung and Jungkook have remained consistent with their attitudes lately. Minimal comments, focused on concrete steps. No emotional narrative is built for public consumption. There is no long justification. They seem to let time work out the meaning of the decision. For many fans, this actually reinforces the belief that whatever they do, there is a mature consideration behind it. On the other hand, rumors of a return, unbeknownst, are often born of gaps in time and perception. In large organizations, information moves gradually. What appears to be a surprise may simply be a difference in communication momentum. Therefore, many emphasize caution in reading this report as a portrait of a dynamic in motion, not as a definitive accusation or conflict. As the story rolled on, the public's attention was drawn to one more essential thing: the next direction. Will this return be followed by a new project, a rest period, or a quieter rearrangement phase? There is no definitive answer, and there probably doesn't need to be one. In the long journey of an artist, not all steps have to be announced to be valid. In the end, the news of Taehyung and Jungkook's plans to return to Korea and the reactions that came with it, mirrors a change in the way we view fame and self-control. He reminds that behind schedules and structures, there are human beings with the need to go home, calm down, and choose. Whether perceived as a surprise or transition, one thing is clear. Their every step always carries meaning, and the world will continue to observe, not in search of sensations, but in order to understand the direction they are choosing. As time went on, the narrative of the surprise slowly turned into a more nuanced conversation. Many are beginning to put this news in a more realistic framework, a fast-moving process where personal decisions meet the mechanisms of large organizations. In such dynamics, time unsynchronization is not impossible. What was initially read as a step beyond knowledge was later understood to be a communication phase difference, a break that often occurs when privacy priorities are placed in front. The entertainment media in the Asian region highlights how this situation reflects a shift in power within the industry. Global artists now have more autonomy over their rhythm of life, while agencies are required to adapt to the speed of decisions that are not always predictable. In this point of view, surprise is not a conflict, but rather an initial reaction before adjustment. Many analysts consider that the most important thing is not the moment of surprise itself, but how all parties then align the pace. Fans, who from the very beginning were a barometer of public emotions, showed more and more pronounced maturity. Instead of encouraging wild speculation, much of the discussion has focused on support. There is an awareness that returning to South Korea, with or without the spotlight, is a personal right. In long posts, many soldiers wrote about the meaning of going home as a process of recuperating, rearranging goals, and returning to a center of gravity that gives a sense of security that in South Korea itself. The waiting atmosphere is calm, but full of anticipation. Not because of the promise of big projects, but because the presence of Taehyung and Jungkook always brings its own resonance. Their return is understood as a natural moment of transition, part of a long cycle of careers that do not always move straight. There is a forward phase, there is a stationary phase, and there's a return to the roots to strengthen the foothold. Meanwhile, official silence was maintained. No clarification cuts speculation. No rebuttal sparks new debate. This attitude leaves room for time to work, lowering tension, clarifying context, and shifting focus from sensation to understanding. In many cases, this kind of calm becomes the most effective strategy. When this story is viewed from a wider distance, it becomes a reflection of how the modern entertainment industry learns to respect boundaries. That not every decision should be framed as drama, and not every shock means a split. Sometimes it's just a sign that the man behind the big name is putting his life in order and the system around him is adjusting. Ultimately, whether Taehyung and Jungkook's return is perceived as a silent step or a temporary shock, the meaning remains the same. A conscious choice to return home. A choice that reminds that behind the global glitter, there's a basic need to go back, breathe, and step in one's own rhythm. And when the spotlight again finds them, the world will see not just an event, but a journey, one that is constantly moving